Alright guys, I love checking out Gshocks that I never knew existed. So now my finger's a little more on the pulse of things, but this one dates back to 2010. This was a Baselworld release in 2010, and it had a pretty affordable price. As best I can tell, I think it was around $360. They're long since gone now. You can find them on the secondary market, and I think there's probably some new old stock floating around at a premium, but this is called the Gshock Sky Cockpit, or the model number is gw3000bd-1A. You can see there in the box, 1AJF. This was a JDM release too. I'm pretty sure it was exclusive to them. The main thing that I had going on is it had an ISO 2669 certification that it could handle up to 15 Gs of external force, and I think it could do on a regular basis like 12 Gs, which is just insane. So this is kind of geared more towards like I don't know, like fighter pilot type thing. I mean, that's an insane amount of G-force. But like anything Gshock does, it's pretty extreme. You know, we all wear them thinking that it's just going to be a tough watch. They're way more capable than what we're going to do doing some mild yard work or lawn mowing or something like that. These things can handle way more. This one claims to have a mineral crystal, and the more I wear it and the more I look at it, it really, I don't know what they did to the crystal, but sometimes you know how you can tell the difference between like standard mineral, run-of-the-mill mineral crystal and like sapphire. This one leans more towards the sapphire, and it's not a sapphire crystal. They claim it's mineral, but there's something about it. It's a little different. I don't know what it is. There's no light for illumination on this. This actually has a really good lume application, so we'll cover that in a minute. But you can see the date location down there in between the 4 and 5 location. And this watch obviously does a bunch of different things. I'm not going to get into the function of it. It is a module 5121. If you want to read up on it or get a PDF file or something like that, just Google it and go through it. If you want to geek out over the thing and go through all its functions, knock yourself out. I'm not going to do it. It took me long enough just to figure out how to set the darn time to my time zone, because my buddy Michael sent this in and he's 3 hours behind me. So I had to get it, and he helped me out a little bit with it, but you can see on the case back there, it's labeled on the case back. So the mode button's right there, adjust button's right there, and then you have your start, stop, and split, and reset, and all that stuff over on the other two buttons. So it's kind of familiar to most Gshocks, the way they operate, such as like the Frogman. It's very similar in its function as far as that goes, but you can see it's much smaller, and it has a bracelet, and this is not a combi bracelet. This is all metal, so it's a really nice feel to it and everything. Case size on this is 49, just over 49 millimeter on its widest point here. The lug to lug is only like 53.4, I think I measured, and you can see those lugs articulate quite well. So you're gonna have a really comfortable feel. Thickness is only 14.8, and I say only, I know these are big numbers if you're dealing with like a metal watch, but when it comes to the Gshock world, this is a very comfortable size Gshock, and it has a little bit of heft to it because of the bracelet, so it's going to wear really balanced on the wrist. So tough solar, you can see right on the dial there. You got multi-band 6, tough solar. You're going to have your chronograph, you got your alarm, you have I'm sure you have a second time zone and all that stuff. So once you figure out how to set it all up, it's all there. It's all going to work for you, no problem. And you can see that seconds hand, depending on the angle, you guys got to keep in mind that I'm holding at those different angles and stuff like that. Second hands actually hits the marks really good. It's clean, snaps right into place, and there's no problem. You can kind of get an idea what I'm saying with that crystal. It has like, it feels like there's something more going on with it, but really good watch. Super comfortable. Like I said, I'm going to pop it on my 7 1/4 wrist. Michael has it sized a little bit loose, but you can see it wears and fits great on wrist. Stamped, all stamped metal for the class 3 micro adjust double trigger release. Pretty simple operation, very easy to use. Excellent grab and go watch, whether you want to wear it as a fashion piece or if you actually want to put it to the test with the ISO certification that it has, and you want to, you know, take your F-16 out and whip it around and do some maneuvers and stuff and avoid some SAM missiles, all that kind of stuff, then it'll do it. So if any of you guys out there can confirm that this is the watch to do that, please let me know, because that's pretty epic. I only know a couple of people that have flown in some fighter jets, so it's pretty wild. That's not something most people get to do. So big thanks to Michael for lending this in. I appreciate you guys watching and checking this out. There are some other colorways. I really like this blue one. I think there's like an orange. I didn't catch up on all the different colorways, but this blue is really good, and it looms out really nice. So I forget what they call their loom, Neo Bright or something like that. You can see the hour and minute hand is a little more potent than the markers or the indices of the 1236, but it's definitely bright enough that it's going to be easily legible at any hour of the night, and it does last. So just it goes to show you that Gshock can do loom. They can do loom, no problem. They don't have to have the artificial bulb lighting or anything like that. They're capable of doing whatever they want, and they've proven that to us many times. So if you're a Gshock fan like I am, then there are endless hunts out there for the Gshocks. There's just so many models that you maybe didn't even know existed, or future models that are to be released soon. So, and I will be going to a Chicago watch show here very soon where Gshock is going to be there, so I'm excited to check out their booth and talk to them as well. So, all right guys, I'll see you on the next video.